Hey guys, it's Akira, part 2 to Love United. What's going on? So today, we talking Samson.
She knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly what she deserves, and it makes them boys nervous.
Before I get started, please make sure you like, share, comment, all those good things. If you love God, if you love beauty, or if you love shenanigans, this is exactly where you need to be. So go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be attempting to do my makeup while I tell you my Ratchet Retelling of the story of Samson. Well, parts of the story of Samson, because Samson, I might be here all day trying to tell you the Samson story. We're going to see how this goes, because I don't think I've ever tried to do, I haven't done this before where I try to do the story and I try to do my makeup. So we're going to see how this goes. So let's go. As you can see, I already did my eyebrows. They looking a little wonky today, but guess what? I don't care, because that's, I don't care. Mind your business. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. Samson's story is very, very interesting because Samson gives off spoiled rich kid vibes, right? And I could go over his whole story, but I'm not going to do that. I really want to get to him and his love life because, bruh. If you don't know who Samson is the guy in the Bible who had super strength. He was a Nazarite. Basically what that means is God literally created him to be a servant for God. He also was a judge of the people. I think he did it for 20-some years. But Samson was human. Samson had, he was out here. Before Samson was born, his parents were told, ooh, that's pretty. I'm sorry, this is my first time using this palette. That's pretty. Before Samson was born, his parents were told that they couldn't have children. And then randomly this angel popped up one day and was like, actually, you are going to have a kid and he's going to be a Nazarite. Just don't drink, don't smoke, don't do nothing crazy and you're going to be all right. So it kind of feels like because that was the story before Samson even got here, they probably spoiled him. They kept him very sheltered. That was just the vibe you get. Because when we first hear about Samson's first wife, mind you, Samson's first wife even got no name. You know how many people in the Bible ain't got no names? Samson's mama ain't got no name. Samson's first wife ain't had no name. The only wife we really know is Delilah. But anyway, one day Samson is traveling in the city of Timnah, I think is how you pronounce it, and he see this Philistine girl he like or whatever, right? So he go to his daddy, he like, yo, go get shorty for me. She fine, whatever. Now she's a Philistine, he's an Israelite. So his daddy is like, you can't find nobody here that you like you gotta be this girl. And I'm gonna read you, this is where he give off spoiled rich kid vibes. I'm gonna read you what he say. Samson, this is in chapter 14 verses, it's the second half of verse 3. I'm gonna read the whole verse. So his father and mother objected. Isn't there even a one woman in our tribe or among all the Israelites you can marry? They asked, why must you go to the pagan Philistines to find a wife? But Samson told his father, go get her for me, she look good to me. Now ain't something in the Bible say something about how some in the pride of life, that's gonna be your downfall. So that's the first thing I thought when I saw this, and I was like, you in danger, child. So his daddy is like, all right, cool, whatever, it is what it is. Now the thing is, they don't know that God is actually in the midst right now. God is actually working. So this is why God was cool what was going on, because God needed to create some conflict. Anyway, so he like, well, he want this girl, cool, say less. We're gonna let him get this girl. And they get married. Now, in the midst of them celebrating their marriage, they have a little party or whatever. And so while they having this party, he get 30 dudes that's from the village or whatever. They come and they basically his bachelor party or whatever. And so this is when he gives them the riddle. And I think we all know the riddle. Now the riddle comes from before when he was actually on his way there. This lion tried to run up on him or whatever, and he snapped the lion in half like it was a goat, because he got Superman strength, because that's how the Lord has blessed him. He got Superman strength or whatever. When he was on his way to the city, he had snapped the lion, and then when he was on his way back, these bees had created a little honey situation inside the lion carcass. The riddle was about him killing the lion and the honey being created inside the lion carcass or whatever. So the people who were from the town that the girl was from were basically yo, you need to let us know what's up, or we're gonna kill your whole situation. We're gonna kill your family, your daddy, everybody, if you don't get him to tell you what the riddle's about. So she went to him and was like, oh my God, you don't love me because you haven't even told me what the riddle is about. And Samson was like, girl, I ain't even told my parents. Why would I tell you? Which I found very interesting, because it was he liked her enough to, he liked physically what she looked like enough to want to marry her, but he didn't trust her, because I mean, he just didn't tell his parents just because he didn't tell his parents. But for that to be like the reason why he wasn't going to tell his wife, the woman he said he was going to spend the rest of his life with, I was like,
that's interesting.
So basically, she keep nagging him. Literally, the Bible says she nagged him. And the funny thing is, when you read later the story of him and Delilah, she did the same thing. So it's like, what is it with you and these nagging women, bruh? So anyway, he finally tell her the story or whatever. And so at the end of the 7 days, he like, yo, because there was a wager on it. The wager was, if y'all figure out what the riddle is, I'll buy all y'all some clothes. But if y'all don't figure it out, y'all gotta buy me clothes. So in the end of the 7 days, they told him what it was, and he was pissed. He was pissed. He was big mad because he knew what had happened. Like, he knew he got played or whatever. So he went into another town. He killed 30-some dudes and stole their clothes and gave them to the people he owed it to or whatever. But he was salty, like salty balls. He was salty. So he went back home to live with his parents because he was over it. And it's funny because she actually ended up marrying, some Bible versions say it was the best man, but yeah, she ended up marrying dude who was at the party. Like, she ended up being married to him or whatever. So then, where my breast at? A little while later, he had got a calf or whatever, came back and was like, yo, I'm trying to hit it with my wife one time. And her daddy was like, oh, well, I didn't think you wanted her, so I gave her away. But yo, she got a little sister, you know, you can get her little sister, whatever. But Samson was pissed because that's not what he wanted. He wanted the girl, you know, he wanted the first girl. So he took some foxes, tied they tails together, tied some torches to them, and had them run through the little situation, had them run through this town or whatever, jacked up their whole situation. Samson was out here wilding. He was throwing a big old temper tantrum because he was on some trash, basically. Then the people came to him and was like, oh, so now we're gonna have to kill you because you trying us, like, you really out here trying to stun us. So he had to run. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So the Philistines really had beef with him at this point. So they get into a little scuffle with the Judeans. The Judeans is like, hold on, pimp, what is happening right now? They basically like, we got beef with Samson. The Judeans capture Samson. Is like, look, we don't need these problems, bro, so you're gonna have to go back over there. Samson was like, as long as y'all don't kill me, like, we gonna be fine. So the Judeans was like, look, we ain't trying to kill you, we just trying to stop all of these shenanigans because they making you making a block hot, pimp. Like, we don't need this foolery over here. So the Judeans deliver Samson back to the Philistines, and they thought like, oh, say less, like, we about to jack up his whole situation. No, the spirit of the Lord came upon Samson. He snapped the ropes that they had him tied up with. He found a random donkey jaw, like a dead donkey jaw, and killed like 30,000. Oh, I lied. I was exaggerating. He killed 1,000 Philistines with. I mean, still, who out here killing 1,000 folks? I haven't killed no 1,000 people. Have you killed 1,000 people? But anyway, and I mean, at this point, he really feeling himself. Like, he feel like he out here, you can't touch him or whatever, right? And because the Philistines tried him, at one point he went to their gates, I think the Gaza gates, and just picked up the whole situation, threw it off. Like, he was really getting up under their skin. They was tired of him. He was tired of them. It was a vibe, child. So then he meets Delilah. Now, mind you, in between him, the first marriage and the second marriage, you know, he had slept with a prostitute, which was part of the issue, like, the Philistines had with him. Like, Samson was out here wilding. But anyway, he meets Delilah. And again, Delilah, he thinks she fine or whatever. Can I just say, this palette is everything, bro. Like, it's so pretty. I'm gonna keep it real simple today. So later on, Samson meets Delilah, falls in love with her. Now the Philistines go to her and basically is like, yo, we need you to figure out why homeboy's so strong. Now, what I found interesting is that neither one of these women felt any type of loyalty to Samson, which again made me feel like, what kind of dude was Samson on the low? Like, of course, you know, we have the whole, he was a man of God, that's cute or whatever, but how was he rocking in his personal life that neither one of these women felt any type of loyalty to him to try to, like, help him out? Because the first group, don't get me wrong, they had threatened her daddy, her family, everything, and actually they ended up killing her and her family because when Samson let the foxes loose with the fire and all of that, they was pissed, so they ended up killing them anyway. But with Delilah though, all it took was a bribe, and it was like 1,100 pieces of silver per person. Now, I don't know how many people went to her though. I mean, don't get me wrong, that I'm pretty sure back then that was a bag. But she didn't feel no type of loyalty to him to be like, yo, babe, let me tell you what's happening. This is crazy. So anyway, so one day Delilah goes to her husband. I think we all know this part. Delilah goes to her husband. She like, babe, what what make you so strong? And he was like, Samson a fool. So Samson tell her, if you tie me up with 7 bowstrings that have never been used, you know, it made me weak like everybody else. So she tie him up. Now my thing is this. Now before we get to this part, right? This woman, I don't understand how Samson ain't catch on to the vibes. Like, bro, she trying to figure out how to kill you, pimp. How you ain't figured out that's what the plan is? But anyway, so the Philistines bring her the 7 bowstrings. She tie him up, and she be like, babe, somebody trying to break in. Oh my God. And so he pop them boys, get rid of them, no problem. So then the next time, she's like, babe, why you lying to me? Like, don't be doing that. For real. Tell me what your weakness is. So he like, if you get some brand new ropes that have never been used, you know, you tie me up with that, and then, you know, I'll be weak or whatever. So she does it again. Now, again, like I said before, I don't understand how Samson is still, like, not catching the vibe. Bro, okay, so whatever, we human, it is what it is. It made me think her stuff must have been bomb. Like, she must have really been putting something on Samson for him not to catch the vibe, for him not to understand. And I also wonder, like, is she doing this like back to back, or is she doing this like over months? Because I'm just like, I don't understand how he not picking up on the fact that she really is trying to kill him. Him and his wife do this dance a couple different times. It went from, oh, if you tie me up with this, you tie me up with that. He slowly starts getting to his hair, though, because it talks about how he said, oh, well, if you braid my hair up and da-da-da. And I really want to know what, like, finally wore him down. Now, like I said earlier, the Bible says that both of his wives was nags. So it's like, bruh, if you already know you attracting naggers, why you gotta have more, you know, self-control to this or whatever. So finally, he just tell her, look, my hair is the key, okay? My hair is the jam. My hair is the vibe. As long as I got my hair popping, I'm good to go. If you cut off my hair, it's a wrap out here. So she finally tell the Philistines, like, yo, come one more time. He finally put the kid on. I put it on him good enough for him to finally tell me what it is. Now we up. We out here. One night, she get him to lay down on her lap or whatever, and she cuts his hair. When the Philistines come this time, again, of course, he thinking, oh, it's about to be like all the other times they tried the kid, but he don't realize that his hair is cut in the Lord, because his hair, the Lord was in his hair. So because he didn't cut his hair, the Lord ain't with him no more. And he's salty, right? So because they cut his hair off, you know, he all weak now, so they easily get him and like take him back to their little whatever, because he ain't got his super strength no more. Found him out, gouged his eyes out, and they made him like ground wheat in prison or whatever, because they was like, oh, we about to stun on him. He been thinking he hot out here. Say less, pimp. We about to shut all of that down. So finally, they put him in prison, but his hair started to grow back. The Philistine ruler was having this big old festival or whatever, and of course they want to humiliate and embarrass Samson. So they're like, yo, go get Samson out of prison so he could be the entertainment for the night. We trying to, you know, a he at him, right? So they go get Samson out of prison, and he tell the little servant dude, yo, put me in between the pillars, you know, because I can't really stand up or whatever. So put me in between the pillars. So the little dude who brought him out put him in between the pillars, and he prayed the Lord like, yo, Lord, let me stun on them one last time. Yo, let me let them know that they didn't win out here. Let me let them know that they didn't get one up on the kid one time, right? So he prayed his prayer, and then the Lord was like, you know what, son, I got you, because I let you go through all these shenanigans for this reason anyway, so I got you. So the Lord came up on Samson one more time, and then Samson took the pillars, like I said, he was in between the pillars, right? He pushed the pillars and killed everybody that was in there. Mind you, it was a big old festival, so it was thousands of people, like all over the place, and he ended up killing more Philistines in that moment than he had killed his whole life. After all that happened, his siblings came, you know, got his body, and you know, they buried him where his daddy was at. And like I said, he was a judge for the Israelites for like 20 some years. The dope thing about the Samson story to me, and I think I probably said this under the David one too, is that it really shows that these are just some regular folks, man. And I think we should find encouragement in that. A lot of times when we hear Bible stories growing up, we feel like they were like these bigger than life people. And it's like, no, these are some regular folk who dealt with regular stuff and was spoiled. This is just what I get from reading the story of Samson. Samson grew up a spoiled kid who always got his way. Probably because his parents tried to do what's best for him and do right by him because of the calling he had on his life. It's seemingly like he never really heard the word no. Because the few times that someone tries to like anytime he come up against opposition, he always throw a temper tantrum. A few life lessons to learn from Samson. One, do your best to be as close to the will of God as possible, because who really trying to be the one out here catching L's because you couldn't, keep your stuff to yourself. Two, listen to your parents. I feel like Samson's parents really tried. They tried to bring him up in the best way they could. They probably were very lenient with him because of that. But I feel like had they kind of been a little bit more like on him, or they don't really talk about the way Samson was brought up, so I might be speculating. So let me not say that. Ladies, it made me think about us too, right? How real talk, it's easy to set these men up if they're not paying no attention. But do you really want to be the woman who is a man's downfall? Like, I know we be real heavy right now in the get the bag era of life right now, and I respect it because I'm about getting my bag too. But I want my bag. I don't want his bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a place in my life where eventually I want to get married. And part of that is being his peace. And it's funny because this is real funny TikTok going around talking about I ain't about to be his peace. I'm about to be his problem, this and this and that. No, I'd rather be his peace. I don't want to be a nagging wife. I want to be able to be with somebody I can trust. And I know the times are different. It's easier said than done. But real talk, I ain't trying to be with no man that someone could easily flip me on. You know what I'm saying? And I know back then it was a little bit different because there was a lot of arranged situations and stuff like that, which might be why the women didn't feel the loyalty to him that I would think you would want from your significant other. But again, that goes back to Samson choosing based off of his flesh as opposed to really choosing off of, what the Lord traditionally would have wanted him to use. And I mean, again, it all worked out for his people's good. But again, do you really want to... You want to be used by God, but do you want to be used like that? You know what I'm saying? So I would love for you guys to tell me what's something that you got from the story of Samson. Did I miss anything? All of that good stuff. I would love to hear what y'all think about it. Let me know down in the comments. Also, if you are here from if you're part of the TikTok crew, what's good, what's popping, make sure you put that down in the comments if you're here from TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, get your life. You should be. If you're not following me on Instagram, get your life. You should be. My Instagram is more my conservative side. TikTok is where I really be out here. Not out here, but I'm a little bit more lively on TikTok. So you should definitely be following me on there. I've got some stuff coming up, so I really want y'all to just keep an eye out. Now the palette, this is the Jackie Aina palette that I used on my eyes. I was real thirsty to use it, so here I go. And like I always say, man, as long as you're running your race at God's pace, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Bye.
Know that girl can make everything you got a little better. She can change your world for the better.